Welcome to this course, Manufacturing Technology 2nd, Unit 3rd, Lecture 36, Reciprocating Machine Tools. Okay, in this video present for the only for reciprocating of the motion of the machine. The machines is the reciprocate for the forward and backward motion and linear motion and rotary motion. Okay, and the machines some of element rotate for the axis of rotation and about to the perform to the manufacturing operation and the perform to the cut of metals and extra materials on the surface of the metal piece. Okay, introduction of the machine of the and other machines. Okay, and some of the this is video is very detailed in present the some of machines. Okay, the introduction, first of all the introduction, this is new chapters. Okay, and this is the introduction of and the cyber machines and I perform to the in the definitions and working principle of the shaper machines and the like the and motion and some of consider for the assumptions about to the shaper machines and as construction of the shaper machines. Okay, I present for the construction of shaper machine and quick return motion, and the quick return mechanism is used in the shaper machines. Okay, and the I also present and the mechanical feed drive. Some of the drives used in the mechanical drives and the drives means one they suppose that gears and the belt. Okay, and the pulley and shaft. Okay, some of the mechanical components and feed devices. Okay, and cyper specification or some of standard assumptions and some of assumptions and specification of the cyper machines and okay, types of the cyber machine and the types of the cyber machines and the cyber machines according to the size of the cyber machines and the motion depend on the classification of the motion of machines and depend on the tools applications and the space and application of the requirement of space of the machines. Okay, some of point it discuss in very details in this video. Okay, and introduction in the I discussed for the previous chapter for only detail for the very details of the chapters for present and the lathe machines. Okay, some of the CNC lathe machines and the construction of current lathe machine and capacitance of lathe machines. All the machines is the present for the motions and principle and working principle of the machines. All the present is very detailed machines for lathe machines and is the previous video lectures. Okay, and this is session for only for discuss on the machines, the cyber machines. Okay, the machines is this is the lecture is the very important about to the cyber machines discuss for concerned on the lathe leads and the various varieties and use of the general purpose work as well as mass manufacturing. And this is the super machines is also discussed for the applications on applications of some of importance areas and I discuss for the various and various types of cipher machines and variety of the varieties and use for the cyber machine in the field of applications and general purpose work as well as the cyber machines also applied for the mass communication and mass manufacturing of system in the lathe the component is rotated while the cutting tools is auxiliary moved moved to generate the cylindrical surface. Okay, the length in the length of the lathe machines components and some of element is rotated and the circulate motion and the linear motion of the cutting tools is auxiliary moved the tools auxiliary move for the cutting parallel to the axis of the parallel to the motion of axis of the workpiece. Okay, and move for the generator the cylindrical surface of the machines. Okay, in the present in the machines which use only for reciprocating motion, the Cyper machine only rotate for the reciprocating motion and discuss for major machines tools and some of the component of machines I discuss in very details in this video. Okay, all some of all machines for Cyper machine and planar machine and slotted machines. These are present for the three machines. The main characteristics and some of assumptions for the consideration of the related to these machines tools, and they are the sample in the construction as a result are very economical and initial cost as well as cost of operation. The operation is the manufacturing operation in the generate to manufacturing is related to the motion of the machines. Okay, the cyper machine is the related for the linear motion and reciprocating motion, and the reciprocating motion forward and two types, a forward and backward motion. The forward motion is provided to the work positive work, and the reverse motion is not cheap for the work. Okay, and this machines is only for and some of element used in the machines. Okay, the Cyper is a relatively slow machine tool which very low metals removal capability. The Cyper machines is the very low the removal of metals on the workpiece. Okay, the machines is also for the material removal for the very less. Okay, very less machine tools with this is the relative to so that the machine in the some of cut for the metal in the form of chips form. Okay, and the sum of the achieving for the very smooth surface of the workpiece. Okay, hence it is the race replaced by the more versatile milling machines in many shops. The milling machines is also for discuss in the machines in the veritable for more and more sale. This is a low cost machines. The super machines is the very low cost of machines, and hence the use for the very smart and the low of application of these machines, and hence the only for use for the some of the 2 and 4 3 operation in operation of for these machines. Okay, and it is already used in the production operation. This is Cyper machines is also used in the production operation for some of the automobile components, and the medium size of the workpiece complete for these machines with the help of machines, and the some of the specification is consideration the RAM while the undertaking the cutting stock is process. The cutting stock is known as the forward stock. Okay, a forward direction forward of the motion, and the second is the cutting tools is the through the workpiece is the remove for the materials. The forward motion of the machines is the remove for the material on the surface of workpiece. Okay, and when the arm return no cutting stock of place. Okay, the return motion of the tools is no cutting operation is generated or this machines. Okay, this is the forward motion of the motion of tools is cutting for the metals, and reverse motion is not a cut for the metals. Okay, only for this is the rest motion of the return stock is the rest of motion of machines, and the forward stock is the working of the machine. Okay, the between of the return and cutting return stock and the forward stock, there the I consider for the forward stock is the cut for the metals. Okay, and the cutting of stock, and the return stock is also known as the uh, ram is not cutting, no cutting place of the machines. Okay, to be moved in the horizontal direction and perpendicular to the cutting direction. Okay, the return motion and the table move in the horizontal tables. Okay, the this is sapper machine in the reciprocating of the tables in are about to the tools. Okay, and the tools is the fixed positions. Okay, and the move for the tables is the horizontal direction and about to the perpendicular to the cutting direction of the metals of workpiece, which is terms as the feed of direction. Select for the tools. Okay, the tools and cut for the metals of the cut for the metals is the direction of motion of the workpiece, and as the feed directions. Okay, the sapper machine, I construction of the sapper machines, the main construction of the workpiece of the mechanical sapper machines is this is the machines is the sum of component. This is the ram of the machine. Okay, the ram is the also rotate for the reciprocating motion, forward and backward. This is the forward motion and this is the backward motion. Okay, this is the tool post. Okay, this is the tool post. Okay, and this is the clamper box. This is the clamper block box, and this clamp is the clamp is the also holding of the tools. Okay, this is the cutting tools. This is the hold for the cutting tools. Is tool is also select for the nut and bolt. Okay, nut and bolt is the very large size of the and the provided the very strength of the tools. Okay, tools. Okay, and this is the cone. This is the cone of the tools. This is cutting tools. Okay, and this is the column is the this is the vertical column of the machine. This is the vertical column of this machine, and this is the base of the machine and a bed of the machine. The bed is the very important of part of the machines. Is the bed is the very strong of the made by the cast iron and gray cast iron. Okay, and this is the very strong material, and the less of the less very strong hardness and stiffness of this machine, and carbon content is the 0.3 to 4% of these materials. Okay, and this is the very hard materials, and this is the tables. This is the tables of the workpiece. This is the table. This is the table is this bed is also support for the table is the also support for the workpiece. This is the workpiece. Okay, this is the workpiece of the machine, and this is the table surface. The table surface is set on the table. This is the table is also holding for the clamp. This is nut and bolt. Okay, this is the nut and bolt is also used in the holding of the table surface of the workpiece. Okay, the workpiece also holding for the holding clamp according to the clamp. This is the cross of the rails. This is the cross of the rails is also moved for the and the workpiece. This is the workpiece of. Okay, this is the workpiece. this is the workpiece. Okay, this is the workpiece, this is the tool is the, this is the tool is the forward motion, and cut for the forward motion of the tools and cut for the metals. Okay, and this is the tool is the return motion. The tool is not cut for the surface of the workpiece. Okay, and the schematic block diagram of the cipher with the main part shown. Main part of the machines is that this is a very construction. The cipher machine is the very constructions and the perform to the principle of the cipher machines is the reciprocating motions. Okay, the sum of the bed is the very strong of the very important part of the machines, and this is the bed is the base of the machines. This is made by the cast iron. Is cast iron in the composition of the carbon content in the 3 to 4% of these materials. Okay, column is also made for the cast iron and gray cast iron and white cast iron and malleable cast iron. Okay, and the ram is the also made for the very strong materials and stainless steels of materials used in the rams, and tool hold and tool head is also made for the strong materials. Okay, suppose that stainless steel and carbon steels. Okay, and cross slide is also made for the very strong materials, and the the provided for the mechanical testing of these materials is a very strong use for in application of the tables is also fixed for the on the bed of the machines, and suppose the table is moved and the tool is table is a fixed and tool is the move. Okay, tool is moved for the reciprocating, ram is moved for the reciprocating, and ram is consisting of the tool holder also hold for the tools. Okay, and the ram is motion for reciprocating motion and cut for the metal. The base of the provide the stability for the cipher is supported for the all the component, all the equipment of the cipher machines. Okay, the bed is also consisting and holding and provided to the support all the element of the cipher machines. Okay, this is the bed is a very important base, very important part and base of the machines. Okay, for the force is coming for the due to the cuttings. Okay, and this is the parent for as well as absorb for the force and coming due to the cutting force of the machines. And as super machine construction also present for the previous slide. The journally is made of the Greek. I discussed for the bed of the machines, and I made for the cast iron, and it's the necessary arrangement of the bolt is the use for the holding of the tools, and set of the workpiece on the tables use for the bolt and nut, so that can be bolted for the factory floor of the with the proper leaving, and this is the bolt is used so for the machines. And housing is the other name of the column. Housing is the box form of the machines. Okay, like that structure or structure to provide to necessary rigidity, and all the houses all the motors and power transmission system instead of the housing. Okay, the power transmission system and the electric power is the provided for the motor on this house motor is the also connect for the electrical energy converted into the mechanical energy for the form of the motion of the ram. Okay, ram is the also move for the forward reciprocating motion and forward and backward motion. Forward motion is the cut for the metals and on the surface of workpiece, and secure return motion is not cut for the metals, or it is the free of motion of the machines. The the power transmission is on the top of the housing, the necessary guideway. Okay, and this is the guideway are provided for the linear motion, on the ram for the cutting stock. Okay, this is the ram is the move for linear motion, is the for receive forward and backward motion. Okay, ram is the cutting for the forward motion is the cutting of the cutting stock. Okay, forward motion is the cutting stock of the machines, and return stock is the not cutting of metals. Ram is the part of the super machine. This is the ram is the top part of the machines. Top part of the machines super is provided for the reciprocating motion, and the super machine upper part of the motion for the reciprocating motion. Okay, the top part of the machines is the ram is the rotate for the reciprocating motion, and linear motion for the forward motion of the cut for the metal, and return motion is the not cut for the metals. Ram get for the motion directly. Ram is this is the motor is provided to the mechanic. Motor is the electrical energy converter for the mechanical energy directly for so that for the motion or linear motion of the ram forward and backward. The quick return mechanism, this is super machine in use for the quick return mechanism move for the linear motion of the forward and backward motion. Describe later for present in the housing. The housing is also some part of the machines is the in consisting of the motors and other equipment in this part of the machines. Okay, and some other part of consider tool head of this machine cyber machines construction. Tool head, the clamper box, the single point cutting tools. This is the machines is the single point cutting tools machine, and the one tools is work performed to one times of workpiece and clamp in the tool head, as the I present for the previous slide of this figure. Okay, for the machines, the tool head has the ability to swell and the cutting tools at any angles. The ram is the also move from the any angles of motion of provided for the machines. And while the clamping the tools which any overhanging the depending upon the requirement, the you need for the operator according to set for the angle of the on this machines, as if I consider given for the command of the angle, the machine ram is also moved from the angles of cutting 30 angle and 20 angle and 40 angles. Okay, the ram is also moved from the racks of angles. And the other is the the swinging for above the important for the tools to machine surface. The tools is also move from the surface of the workpiece and cut for the metals and non cut for the metal sucks. The machine surface that not be horizontal plane, and the workpiece is the not selected for the horizontal plane of the machines. And further, the tools should be finally supported during the forward motion to carry out the material removal. The machines of the forward motion of the tools, and forward motion of the supported for during the forward motion to the carry out the cut for the metals, and this is forward motion is the cutting stock, and backward motion of the ram is the not return stock of the machines. Mm, okay, the I say that the about to the machines is the very important and single point cutting tools machine, and the power consumption is very low. The machines is the metal removal is very less. Okay, during the return stock and cutting tools will be not due to cutting and hence will be an idle stock. And the return stock of the machines is the ideal idle stock. And during the return stock, the cutting tools will be not due to the metals cutting to the return stock is the ideal stock of the machine tools. And the super machines is the I consider for again of the tables of the machine. There is the sum of the elements and some of component is present for this of the cyber machines. Okay, this is the RAM. This is the also for present for the RAM. RAM is this is the return motion of the. Okay, this is the return motion of the RAM is the linear motion. Okay, this is the arm. Okay, totally arm. And this is the headstock. This is the headstock, and this is the headstock of the this is consisting of the nut bolt. This is the nut bolt is written by use for the headstock. Total is the supported for the headstock of the is headstock also consisting of the RAM. Okay, and some part of the tool post. This is the tool post. Okay, this is the tool post also for set for the ram of face of the ram. And the some of the other clamper box. This is the clamper box of the machine. And suppose the tool left on the return. This is the tool is the this is the tool is the work. This is the tools. Okay, tool is the rotate for forward motion. And cut the forward motion is the cut for the metals of the. This is the metal of piece of the. This is the workpiece of this workpiece is the tools is moved for the forward motion and cut for the metals on the surface of the workpiece. Okay, and the tools is moved from the backward direction. Tool the ram is the move from the backward direction. The backward direction of the this is the return motion of the uh, return motion, and is also known as return stock. Okay, other name I say that other point discussed for this about this motion return motion is the idle stock of the machines. The this is the motion on. This is the return motion, and this motion of the tools is the forward motion. And this is the some component of the machine. And this is the and some of the part of the tables. Okay, this is the carriage. This is the carriage of the um, this is the carriage of the this is the carriage. And this is the spindle store. This is spindle select for the workpiece is the direction. This is the this is move for the also reciprocate motion. Okay, and this is okay. And this is the also this table is also move for the forward and backward motion. This is the tables is also motion need for the cut for the metals and cutting for angles of the rotation of the workpiece. Okay, and there is the fix. This is a nut bolt. This is the nut bolt is the set for the tables. And the this nut bolt is the also holded for the workpiece is very stronger. And the very stronger. And the tools this is the tables is not vibrate duration of the tools is perform the work. Okay, and the work. This is the work tables. Okay, this is the setting of the side. This is the setting of side. This is the table of direction and white of the tools. Okay, and this is the vices of this vices is the also for a very large component of the machine tables. Okay, is a heavy for table is present at the front end of the super machine. This is the front end of the super machine. The table is provided with the T slot. The table is the also provided the T slot, this is T form, okay. And the fixer, this is the fixer, this is all the tables is carried for the fixer form. Fixer matlab jugadu form, okay. And the table can be moved up and down, and table is moved from upper direction and downward direction. And this is the move for the according to the height of the tables and height of the workpiece, okay. The workpiece is the very small, the tables is also move the upper direction, okay. And the table workpiece is the very large, and table is move further and downward direction, okay. According to the work of the piece for the holding of the fixture of the work, the table move from the upward and backward along to the guideway. This is the guideway. According to the guideway and provided on the cross slide. This is a cross slide of motion, and this is the cross slide of motion, and attaching to the housing. And this is the housing is returned. A shaper is generally used for the machining. Uh, that the surface in the horizontal, this is the horizontal surface of the work is vertical and angular direction. This is the tool also work performed to the angular direction. And the table is also moved for the upward and downward direction, and uh, need for the small size of the depend on the size of workpiece, okay. And angular direction, this is the tools also for angular direction, okay. And the hyper construction of the machines is some of the important parameters and assumptions consideration of the hyper machines, okay. It can also use for the machine is convex and concave concave surface, okay. This is convex surface of the workpiece and concave surface. This the cut for the metal in piece by piece, okay. One chip and one chip one chip. And the ram is also cut for the, okay. And tools is one part, two part. There is the multi parts of the this return motion or cutting is cutting speed, okay. This is the cutting speed of the select for the tool of feed rate, okay. And this is the workpiece, this is also workpiece. And this is the tools, this is the tools also move from this, okay. Tool move. And this is the depth of cut, this is the select for depth of the cut, this is the depth of cut. And this is the teeth, small teeth of the, and this is the small teeth of the angles of the workpiece. And a generation of a flat surface with a single point tools, okay. And this is the single point tools, this is the feed rate, this is the feed of motion. And this is a feed per stroke, okay. This is feed, select for the feed per stroke. And okay, the the actual surface generated in by means of the linear motion of the cutting tools, okay. And the tools is also move for linear motion. And the arm is also move for reciprocating motion, okay, forward and backward motion. And the because of the nature of the tool's geometry, and the actual surface generated consists of the triangular heights with the angles that are based on the tool geometry, okay. This is the tool geometry of the this. And the sum of the tools is select for the feed rate has to be removed, has to reduce to the lower the his no, volatile height. And the therapy of the improve that the surface finishing. And some of the surface finish of the machines and tools is also for move for cut for the metals on surface of the workpiece is the achieve for the very smooth surface is on the this is machines, okay. Cyber construction and other is the sum of part or the discuss. There is the figure there the 6.4 figure is the Okay, and this is the symmetrically so that a figure different feed rate, and select for the different feed rate of the one feed rate, two feed rate. Okay, and this is the depth of cut, this is depth of cut, this is the tool. The tools is also select for the metal, this is selected to the, this is the this is the cut for the metals. Okay, this is the cut for the metals, and this is the feed rate. Okay, this is the feed rate. Okay, and feed rate is the forward direction of the tools. Okay, and the set for the feed per stroke, this is the feed of the per stroke. It is also possible to use the board nose cutting tools which has a flat cutting edge. This has flat cutting edge parallel to the workpiece and surface to provide the surface that is the smoother. Okay, this also for select the parallel to the workpiece surface to provide, this is the workpiece surface, this is the workpiece surface. Okay, and this feed rate is the for fixed. Okay, this is the depth of cut is select for depth of cut is the depth of cut of the, this is the tool also perform to the work is. Okay, and the cut the, this is the feed rate. Okay, and this is the also select for different feed rate, this follow for large feed rate, and some of this is the large feed rate. Okay, this is the, feed cut of the depth, and this is the feed rate, this is the large feed rate. Okay, this is the feed rate, large feed rate therapy for reduce for the machining time, and the machining the large feed rate is selected to the tools, and cut for the metals for the very short time, and this machining time is the very short. However, this is the there is the pro on for the this is the chapter is the very important for related to the cyper machines. The cyper machine is the a single point cutting tools machines. Okay, and this is the machine, this is machines for the provided for the reciprocating motion and linear motion. Okay, and this is ram is also moved from the top of the machines is the ram is the also move from backward and forward direction. Forward direction cut for the metal cutting stock, and return stock of the this is the not cut for metal. Okay, and this is the say that is the return stock of the machines. Okay, effect for feed of the stock on the surface the generated to the this in this is operates this machine according to the achieve for the very smooth surface of the workpiece. Okay, thank you so much.